Yo, people, welcome back to On Track GP. Myself and Joe in the building, bro. How are you?
Well,
Preview
you
shot.
say in the building. I'm in the car, mate.
You're in the car.
Yeah, we were shooting a lovely preview for the Imola GP, and we're having a little look. There's a few photos of some rain and some flooding, and we were sort of thinking, oh, it doesn't look great, but we'll shoot the preview anyway. Great preview, by the way, man. You did a great job. And I'm driving back down the M1. And yeah, the news breaks that the Imola GP is cancelled.
Yeah.
We're going to get into a little bit about why that is. And you've got the statement, actually, haven't you, Matisse?
Yeah, so let's go through the first part of the statement. The Formula One community wants to send its thoughts to the people in the communities affected by the recent events at the in Imola as well. And of course, we also want to pay tribute to the emergency services who are putting through a lot of work right now, who are doing everything they can to help those in need. I think that first part is absolutely crucial. You know, the pressure of the emergency services. We were going through some of the images earlier this morning. Serious levels of flooding, isn't it?
Yeah, we're talking like 3-4 feet high of water in some of the towns around Emilia Romagna. So 100%. Let's start early on. I think the FIA have absolutely made the right decision. Like, we don't say that very often.
Yeah,
they've made it fairly quickly. You know, 48 hours before FP1's about to start, and a decision for the safety of the people that there and the people that would be travelling to the event as well is absolutely the right decision.
Yeah, 100%. Following discussions between Formula One, the president of the FIA, the competent authorities, including the relevant ministers, the president of the Automobile Club of Italy, the president of the Imola region as well, and the mayor of the city, and the promoter, the decision has been taken not to proceed with the Grand Prix in Imola. There's a lot of decision makers in that, and they've all come to the right decision. The decision
100%.
has been taken because it's not possible to guarantee the safety and hold the event for our fans, the teams, and our personnel. It's the right and responsible thing to do, given the situation faced by the towns and cities in the region. It would not be the right to put further pressure on the local authorities and the emergency services at this difficult time. I think that's all crucial and correct. I think, you know,
100%. And when we talk about a Formula One race, it's not 20 cars going around with a couple of mechanics. We're talking each team flies out a small town's worth of people, you know, with a huge number of people, and then 100,000 fans on top. So the pressure that goes onto these places, and quite often they are in smaller regions like, you know, Emilia Romagna and places like that, to put the extra pressure on at a time like this would absolutely be the wrong decision. And so keeping the people that are there safe has to be the priority. So for once, thumbs up, F1. Sorry, FIA did something right.
Yeah, swift decision as well, which was needed because 48 hours away from practice, there was we were speaking about when is this decision going to be made. It had to really be made right now, so everybody was aware. No more rumors circulating as well. Obviously, in terms of the track, will we see this Grand Prix rescheduled and put into a different place in the calendar, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's the initial rumor. It's all just guessing, conjecture at the minute, because the main priority is the safety of everybody. So they're not releasing any details. But the main rumor that's coming through is they're talking about putting it in after Spa. There's a gap after Spa, and obviously, as you say, we're still in Europe then, so that kind of makes sense geographically as well. I think it'd be great. I really like this circuit. It's not the most maybe entertaining circuit. I think we only had 22 or 23 overtakes last year. So in terms of sort of overtaking, it's not the most exciting, but it's a bit of a classic. It's been around for a lot of time. You know, Michael Schumacher won here 7 times. So it's a really good circuit. It would be nice to see it on this record-breaking year of what we could be 23 races. Should have been 24 with China, but now could be 22. So who really knows how it's going to end up. But yeah, I feel a sense the overarching rumor at the minute is Spa, and we'll see.
Yeah, and obviously the teams, there were going to be some upgrades: W14, SF23, even Alfa Romeo as well, and Aston Martin were going to potentially be bringing upgrades. How do you see this in terms of reactions for the teams and the drivers? Obviously, safety first. So, you know, there was no way this was going to go ahead with the images that we saw, and that's a good thing. But do you think this has put the teams in a stronger position potentially with those upgrades and trying to up their game with competition to Red Bull? Especially Ferrari as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're always going to keep their cards close to their chest on this, or whether that, you know, it's good or bad, because they like to, you know, change the narrative to suit the team. The one that springs to mind is actually Ferrari. They had I think it was a rear suspension that they were they were bringing to Imola this week, but they'd kind of decided a few days ago with the crazy weather that they weren't going to bring that, and they were going to push that back. Very recently made this decision, push that back to Spain to get better data at the Spanish race rather than with all the rain, because you don't get the same amount of data. So I think a few teams actually would have been already thinking maybe this isn't the time to go with the upgrade if we go racing, which ultimately now we aren't. I think in terms of stronger or weaker position, maybe they get a couple more weeks to look at it, get some more data on it in the factory, but ultimately if the upgrade's ready, they want to get it on the car and get it racing. So I think it's somewhere in the middle, to be honest.
Yeah, and finally there was some rule changes as well coming up for this race. Pirelli had come with a new wet tire as well. The tires were going to come down from 13 to 11 due to the qualifying tire compounds, 1 per round. You know, the hard mediums and the softs from 1 to 2 to 3 in qualifying. Is that something that we're going to see in the future races? Hopefully, you like the idea. I think when we were speaking about earlier, you were saying that you really was quite excited by this new qualifying.
Yeah, I think if we're going to make changes to F1, I think this is a good change to make. The idea of Q1 going on the hard tyre, everybody, Q2 going on the medium tyre for everybody that made it through, and Q3, everybody that's made it, the last 10 drivers going out on the soft tyre. I love that. That for me is so much better than the idea of a sprint race, which is just send them out for 17 laps, and if they crash, well, never mind, doesn't really matter. Saturday's different to Sunday. And whoa, too much change. This is cool. It can level the playing field a little bit. We get to see how those tyres are going to react, what speeds they can take. I think that's really cool, and I hope that we see more of that. And I can see that becoming a long-term for every race, becoming the rule change. So it'll be interesting to see whether they follow that down the line.
100%. Well, guys, listen, no Imola Grand Prix, no Imola circuit this weekend, unfortunately. But, you know, safety first. And next weekend, we will be back with more racing, I'm sure. And obviously, the European leg of this tour is only just beginning. Bro, it's been an absolute pleasure. We've recorded about 1 million times today trying to figure out what's going to happen with this circuit. We've finally come to the end of what is a conclusion and a decision by the FIA, and the correct decision. Bro, I'll let you speed away in your Formula 1 car down the road.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll do a Charles Leclerc and spin it in the wall in a minute.
He won't get to do that following back-to-back seasons. Until next time, guys, make sure you smash up the like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time in a bit.
Competition time again, and here is a chance to win a brand new PS5. All you got to do is subscribe to On Track GP on YouTube.
Also follow us on Instagram at OnTrackGP.
Make sure you like the competition post. It's pinned on Instagram as well.
You can win yourself this right now. What are you waiting for?
Can I enter, or can I have a go?
No.